The amount of time that you spend thinking about it is the exact same amount of time that others have spent executing and got amazing results just like these. Just wait for it until it's in focus. Cool, here are my clients. So, for those who don't know me, I'm Coach Ábris, founder of Demi Cycle Protocol, and over the past year we've helped over 50 high achievers and corporate executives double their natural energy levels, optimize their sleep, and sustainably get below 15% body fat without having to count calories, without having to restrict their diet, say no to their favorite foods, say no to social events, travel, different business conferences, right? So no restrictions, no sleep drugs, no stimulant abuse, and no sedatives. And they still manage to sleep amazing, get in the best shape of their life, and sustain it afterwards. How did we do that, and why you should stop thinking about it, whether you should do this or not, whether you should copy paste all of the things I'm talking about, whether you should get some help with it if you want it one-on-one, right? You shouldn't think about these. If you think something that can lead you to a certain goal that you've been aiming for so long, for years, for decades, don't wait on the execution. Just get straight into that. So when you say, I need to think about it, I need to think it over, whether I should invest in my health or not, or whether if this program is the right fit for me or not, whether I should start changing my habits, changing my behaviors or not, you know. If you are so insecure, that's the consequence of you not being healthy. Your hormones are probably a little bit messed up, your sleep is not the best, your energy levels are not there, so your decision making crumbles, right? And if you are a corporate executive, a high performer, or an entrepreneur watching this in the 40 to 50 age category, right? You already know that making important decisions and just sometimes taking risks and going full throttle into these things have benefited you. So why would it be different with your health, right? And I understand that you've been hustling hard and built amazing businesses or performed very well at your job, right? You've been focusing on your career and you've been successful in that. And I respect you for that. And that's amazing, right? Because that was the season of that. But think about it. How much better it could have gone if you took care of your health all the time. But even if you didn't, right? Just think about it if you want to think about it, right? Just consider this. What if you use the same amount of discipline, the same habits, the same consistency, the same risk-taking behavior that you used in your business, and you translated that into your health, right? Starting going to the gym, eating healthy, eating high protein, just changing a couple of things. You don't have to be a bodybuilder, you don't have to be an athlete, you don't have to follow rigorous routines, right? You just want to change your behavior a little bit, because this is what everything is all about, right? This is what your business is all about, or whatever you're doing. You're changing other people's behavior. You either influence them to buy something from you, right? Or to subscribe to your services or whatever you're selling, right? You have changed the behavior of thousands or even hundreds of thousands of people all around the world. And that's amazing, right? That's how you change behaviors. But you couldn't change your own behavior when it comes to your health, right? It's very strange because it's the same psychological pattern that you have to follow if you want to be successful with your fat loss, or if you want to successfully gain strength and lean muscle mass, to improve your sleep, to improve your energy levels. It's exactly the same behaviors. So sometimes you just need to draw a line in the sand, go all in, and be successful in the end, and not be afraid of your own success. Because the majority of men who are a little bit afraid of, or a little bit just drawing back from making a massive change in their lifestyle, the reason why they do that is they are afraid, and you might also be afraid of being successful with your progress. So, if you need to think about whether you should take this step or not, just go over this one thought in your head. Okay, what if I will be successful? Then what? Why are you afraid of that? Because this is the number one reason why most men procrastinate. It's not because they are afraid of not being successful. It's they do not know how to handle being successful with it. What if it ends up working for them? It's just a lack of self-belief. That you see a very little chance of succeeding with it, and you don't want to believe that. You don't want to subscribe to the belief that you can do it. You stick to your old habits, you stick to your old schedules, and you stick to your old false and negative beliefs that they keep holding you back, and it's terrible, right? Because this is exactly what have held you in the same spot for years or even decades. And I know why you're thinking that. So don't think that I do not understand your situation, because I completely understand you. You don't believe that this could happen. You don't believe that you could completely transform your health and your life in only 6 months, just like Devin over here. So this dude, 46 years old, I'm saying again, 46 years old, went from 23% body fat to below 9% body fat within 6 months. You could entirely change the way you look, the way you feel, the way you perform in less than 6 months. So even if it took you 6 years, 16 years, 26 years to completely mess up your body, right? Or to take on so bad habits, right? So harmful, so unhealthy behavioral patterns, even if this took you years and decades, it only takes you 6 months to completely change this around. Even in the worst case, if you became morbidly obese and you carry like many different health risks and your organs are in danger, even in that case, it takes only 1 year to completely change this around. 12 months, it's not that much, right? This is what I'm always saying. If you don't want to be a bodybuilder, if you don't want to be an athlete or fitness model, whatever, you have an easy job, right? Because fat loss goes much faster than building lean muscle. And the best thing that if you're a starter or a restarter, you can actually gain muscle, like lean muscle mass, and lose fat at the very same time, because your metabolism changes. So it's a huge advantage for you. You've got basically the beginner's trump card in this whole equation. Why wouldn't you take advantage of that? What do you need to think about, right? Thinking about just lifting a couple of dumbbells 2 to 4 times per week. Thinking about taking 6,000 to 8,000 steps, meanwhile you can multitask, and meanwhile you can take calls, you know, participate in the meetings, whatever. Just being a little bit healthier. What do you need to think about? Eating higher protein diet. What do you need to think about? Having a stable pre-bed routine, so every single day you repeat a calming, chilling sequence that reduces your stress levels, and then you sleep like a baby, and then you're full of energy the other day. This is what you need to think about. This is what you need to think about, that you can get daily accountability and expert guidance, so you can actually outsource someone being in your ear, you know, and telling you to do this stuff that you already know you need to do, right? So is this what you're afraid of? Because if this is all you're afraid of, well, billions of people in the world would change places with you. They would switch places with you, and they would be envious of your problems. So if this is what you need to think about, this is what you need to run the numbers on, just ask yourself, how much is your health worth to you, right? So look at all your assets that you own right now, including your company, including your primary house, everything that belongs to you, right? Let's look at your material possessions, and then let's look at your network, let's look at your relationships, so let's look at the spiritual and the mental capital, the knowledge, and everything that you have, all, you know, summed up. You couldn't really put a price tag on it, right? You can talk about your network, but the relationships you have, the knowledge you have, the skills you have are worth way more. Now, think of your health. What if your health betrays you one day? What if you get a diagnosis, like a friend of a friend, a couple of weeks ago? Owner of a logistics company, pretty stressful, working 18 hours a day, right? Mid-30s. We were about to have a dinner. We were about to meet up. And we just got a message from him that he's not going to participate. He's got to skip the dinner, and he's got diagnosed with colon cancer. So think about this. He can own this company. He owns several units of real estate, right? He has a family. He has a large multi-9-figure network, right? But at the end of the day, right now, the only thing that gives a fuck about is getting rid of the cancer. Just being healthy again. Getting rid of his bad habits. Following a diet that enables him to push down the number and the size of cancers, cells, tumors as much as possible. So Is this what you need to think about? Whether you want to prevent these in time, because you can never know when it comes. You can never know when the disease comes. Well, you can never know when the Grim Reaper knocks in your door and you want to tell that motherfucker to get the hell out of here. Not in my house. And not while I'm still relatively young. Because think about it, like when you're 40, 50, you're still relatively young. Probably your kids haven't even grown up completely yet. Or if they did, or if you already have grandkids, like they are very little. They need you around. Your kids also need you for help. You want to be present. You don't want to be a burden for them, and you don't want to go away too fast. You still want to walk on this planet. You still want to enjoy the good things in life. And yes, switching to a fitter, a healthier lifestyle that allows you to develop your personal wellness and health, that doesn't mean that you have to restrict the nice, the finer, the enjoyable things in life, right? I also eat hamburgers. I also drink some wine, right? I also enjoy the things, right? Sometimes when I go out to a restaurant after the steak, I get a big plate of, you know, ice cream with chocolate on top of it, whatever, pancakes, whatever I enjoy, some tiramisu, some brownies. That's okay. You don't have to restrict your diet that much, right? You don't even have to count calories. None of my clients, none of these guys that you have seen on this picture, and I'm going to show this to you again, because here is the living proof. Here are the living proof that these dudes who transformed their bodies completely in less than 6 months, none of them counted calories. That's the funniest thing about the whole thing, that, okay, our systems enable you to do this without counting calories. I'm pretty sure that there are a couple of amazing, really good coaches out there who, you know, create amazing results and can guarantee this to you, right? But they have you count calories, and that's kind of tedious. That's kind of time consuming, right? So you don't even need to think about this. You don't even need to think about a huge amount of time commitment, right? You can get there, you can completely transform your health, your physique, your shape, your life in 6 months in less than 2 to 3 hours of time commitment per week. And I think if you know how to manage your time and how to prioritize certain tasks in your calendar, 2 to 3 hours spent on your health directly shouldn't be a very time consuming or, for example, a too dragging, too difficult task for you, right? You can easily get there. But if just this is the price for not getting into critical health conditions at a relatively young age, you would take this step, right? So let's get back to the previous topic. Sum up all your relationships, all your knowledge, all your skills, all your network, and all your net worth, right? All the assets that you own. How much is your health worth compared to them? Let's say if you would be that logistics company owner who just got diagnosed with colon cancer and starts having serious symptoms. What would you do? What would be the only thing that you care about? What would you prioritize more? Your business, your income, your revenue, your networking events, or you know, learning a new skill set, or getting rid of the cancer, fixing your health, or preventing further future instances of being sick, right? This is the only thing that you need to think about. How much your health is worth to you. And probably because it makes sense, and everybody who I talk to, and all my clients who I talk to, and their friends, and their families, and their network, they all say the same thing. You can't really put a price tag on it. So if you think about something, let this be the only thing that you think about. And honestly, you have already had enough time to think. You have had years, you have had decades, when you might have already tried it, right? You might have already tried working with another coach before, you might have already tried getting a gym membership, going there consistently, or going on a diet. I don't believe in diets. At Demi Cycle Protocol, we don't really believe in diets, we believe in nutrition. But let's say you have tried a diet before, nothing wrong with that because that's popular, right? You might have tried tracking certain metrics about your health, you might have tried a couple of 90-day summer shredding challenges, you lost some weight, you might have gained it back because it wasn't sustainable for you. That's okay. You have tried them, but you have tried them for years, right? You have put effort in, you took your foot off the gas, you kind of stepped back, and then you're at the same place or even worse again. So it starts spiraling downwards after a time because above the age of 40, you lose 3 to 8% of your muscle mass every single decade. You drop 1% your sleep hormone, your melatonin production every single year. You drop about half to 1.5% of your natural testosterone production every single year. Does that mean you can't change them? Yes, you can change them, but for that you need to change your behavior, your habits, your nutrition, your sleep hygiene, and your training routine first. Right? You need to change these different very simple lifestyle factors and what you put in your body in order to be able to reverse these processes and to delay deterioration and to delay death as long as possible and to be around as a healthy and energetic person. This is our goal, longevity, not being a bodybuilder, not being a powerlifter, right? So you don't have to think about like crazy routines when it comes to health coaching, right? It's not like we are in the gym 24/7. I maybe go to the gym like 2 to 3 times per week and that's it. I don't train more than I would expect from you to train, right? Or I don't train any less. It's just the realistic expectations and the realistic results. Nothing wrong about it. I'm being completely real with you right now. But the thing is, just sum up all of these. It's not that difficult, it's not that hard, especially once you get into the swing of it. Once you get into the momentum of it, right? Because first you are motivated, I can totally understand that, but motivation ain't worth shit without action. But once you start taking action, once you are not thinking about it anymore, but you're actually taking action, you're actually taking the leap, you actually invest in your health, you actually start a program, right? Or whatever is working the best for you, because, you know, it's up to you as an individual what works the best for you and what is the right fit for you, right? I'm not gonna tell you that, okay, do this, do that, right? I'm not going to tell you to, okay, you necessarily have to, for example, work with us Demi Cycle Protocol. Only if relevant, only if that works for you, only if it is a good fit for you, right? So find whatever is a good fit for you and start taking fucking action, right? Don't delay it anymore, because you don't know in advance how much time you have left to delay it and think about it, because you have already been thinking about this for years, right? Because you have had several attempts. You tried, you failed, you didn't necessarily learn everything because that's not your focus point, that's not your expertise, and I can totally understand that. That's fine, that's okay. We live and we fucking learn, don't we? Okay? So this is the only thing that you have to remember. It's not a problem to fail. It's not a bad thing to fail. It's an opportunity to learn. But if you haven't learned from it, outsource this learning to someone else. There is a saying in my home country, in Hungary, that the smart always learn from others' mistakes, right? That means that if there is someone, for example, let's say there is a coach. Let's say he has a mustache and long hair, and he has spent 9 years improving his own fitness, health, physique, and longevity, right? And he has spent 2 years doing the same thing for 50 other men one-on-one and hundreds and thousands all around the world indirectly. So imagine how many lessons, how many years, how many mistakes is that summed up, right? Learn from those mistakes until you have the opportunity to do that so, right? This is how you become smart. You outsource the expertise. But the thing is that how long, you have to ask yourself this question, how long you want to keep thinking about this if you have already spent decades or years making this decision. So probably you're here and watching this video because you failed to pull this trigger in the past, right? You already wanted to get in shape before, maybe right after college. You might have played some sports there, American football, whatever, right? You went to a good, high reputation school. You might have wanted to become a college footballer or whatever, right? College athlete. But you injured yourself, you got out of shape, even by your early 30s, right? And ever since, every single year, you tried it again, and again, and again, and it didn't work. You tried on your own. You were just learning, you thought you need more information. You thought you need to watch more YouTube videos to find out how to do this and how to do that. But the thing is, you already know what to do and how to do it, you're just still not doing it. Because the same amount of time that you spend thinking about it, other people have spent executing on it and they got results. And when you look at those pictures, then you might get jealous or you might get confused that how the hell did these men do this without counting calories in less than 2 to 3 hours per week and completely transforming their bodies in 6 months, right? You're just a little bit confused, but the reason is exactly what I said. They spent the time that you spent thinking, they spent it on executing. So if you spend all your late 20s and your 30s and your early 40s just thinking and trying to do something but failing, it's not a problem, but now it's your time to not think but to act. And if this is you, and if you have put your health on the back burner in the last couple of years or decades, and you're doing well in your career, or you're owning a business and you have limited amount of time next to your family, next to your corporate or entrepreneurial obligations to train, to eat healthy, and to optimize your sleep and to manage all this stuff and hold this all together, then I highly remind you to go to the description, click on the link below and book a free call with us, and we will craft up an entire game plan and a roadmap for you how it would look like in the next 6 months, broken down month by month based on the questions that you're filling out. We will give you a game plan of how we could transform your health, how we could get you sustainably below 15% body fat, and how we could double your natural energy levels to optimize your sleep, your health and your longevity in less than 2 to 3 hours per week, without counting calories, without taking sleep drugs, without having to take sedatives or abuse stimulants, and how we could do that over the next 6 months. So if this is you, and you are tired of just thinking, and you are not afraid of making a decision, you're not afraid of being committed, being invested in your health, and you know that you haven't succeeded so far without expert guidance and accountability, then book a free call with us. But if you still prefer to think about it, if you're still hesitating, if you are still afraid of your own success and you prefer procrastinating, then get your mind in shape first. And why am I saying this? Is that first you gotta become the person with the mindset who is able to change their behaviors. And I believe that you're already this kind of person if you're a high performer or a corporate executive or entrepreneur, because you know and you have already proven how this works in business. You just need to translate this mindset and these habits into your health as well. And if you need help with that, watch my previous videos where I exactly help you how to do this, how to do just that, improving and getting your brain, your mind in shape, because this is where the whole transformation starts, not in your body. It all starts in your brain, in your neurons. So if you want to wire your neurons to be able to make this transformation, watch my previous videos. And if you got motivated and you're ready to get some action and ready to get some momentum in, and you like this video in general, then please click on the like and the subscribe button. Share this with your friends, your colleagues, your employees, your family, and whoever is important to you and whoever you don't want the Grim Reaper to take away from you too early. And let's get healthy, lean and energetic in 2024 and beyond. See you in the next one.